These are some of my watches. Let's have a closer look. What's up, guys? I'm Karar and I love watches, you know that. And today I wanted to show you some of the pieces that I have in my collection that I get to wear sometimes. We don't have the full collection here, but we have a very good amount of watches here to give you an idea of what type of watches I am into. Let's get things started. The first watch is the watch actually on my wrist, and this is the Rolex Daytona two-tone 1165-23. I bought this back in 2015, and this was my absolutely first watch above $1,000. So I went really deep into the game right away. I've always loved busy dials, so when I saw the Rolex Daytona, I saw it on a guy's wrist and I just obsessed with it. I was like, that's the watch I want to have. I bought this watch back in 2015, and at that time you were able to negotiate at your authorized dealer. So I remember I got like 10% off in the store when I bought this piece. And then we have the box over here. So let me show you quickly the box a little bit like this. Okay, you got a quick look. Now let's start with the second Daytona here. This one has a quite funny story. This is like the third Panda I own, I think, or something like that. I found a really nice deal recently. So I had a friend that wanted Panda. He wanted a used one, and this one was fully plastic. And so I sold my other Panda that was used 2019, and I got this one with fully plastic. So it's completely brand new. And also, you understand, Daytona. I love Daytonas, chronographs. And then we have the 1165-20. This one I bought 1 month before my son was born, and I bought it for my son. So this one is a watch that I'm gonna keep in the vault for the next 18 years minimum, until he gets up in age, and either he gets to wear it or sell it and buy an apartment or a house or whatever he wanna do. All right, so other than Daytonas and chronographs, I really love sporty models. Some of them has some really fun story. So this is my root beer. If you've seen the root beer video that I did when I got this one, you probably heard the story. But I remember I walked into a Rolex AD and I asked for the for this specific one. I was abroad, so I wasn't in Europe. And the AD says to me, well, sorry, we don't have the piece. We'll write your name up on the wait list. You know how it goes. And he tells me, I'll call you up. I said, okay. And I remember that was at a time when the Batman on Jubilee was recently introduced. So he gave me the Batman on Jubilee to just try on. So I took a wrist roll of the watch. I posted it on my Instagram account the day after. I tagged the store and said, thank you very much. I appreciate your gesture, this and that. A couple of hours later, after I posted, I get a call from the guy that I had just met yesterday that didn't have the watch I wanted in. And he tells me, my director called me and he would like to say thank you very much for posting us and this and that. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problems, dude. I'm looking forward to hear the good news when you call me and I can come pick up my watch. Yes, sir, that's why I'm calling you. I'm calling you because we have your watch. It was like, I was there 12 hours ago and you didn't have the watch. Now, with some Instagram clout, you have my watch? Awesome, let's go. So this one has a cool story. Next up, the Batman. So this is the 126710 BLNR. I actually owned the 11 series as well on the Oyster bracelet, but I had a lot of Oyster bracelets. I wanted to try Jubilee. So that's why I got this piece, and I actually sold my Oyster bracelet. So this piece, I don't wear it a lot, but I've worn it a couple of times. I love the color of it. It's very subtle, very low-key. And then, not so low-key, big brother here, Pepsi. And I remember I got this one for like 14,000 US dollars in the secondary market. They are trading somewhere around 22 today. So these pieces, they really keep their prices over time. And the Pepsi is such an iconic design in the Rolex lineup. So I think I'll always have some form of a Pepsi in my collection as long as I have a Rolex collection. I think Yeah, this is absolutely an icon. So that was my 3 GMTs that I have in the collection. Then I also love Submariners. I think any Rolex collection needs to have at least some Submariner references. So the first Submariner that I ever bought was also from an authorized dealer that was out of Europe. And it was this baby boy, the Rolex Submariner Hulk. I initially never thought I'd like green, but I think this watch probably ranks top 3 most worn watches for me. I really like this watch, like the whole green idea really fits really well. It's very sporty. You can wear anything with it, like a t-shirt, and this is just fantastic. Next up is another Submariner. So this is what people like to call the Cermet, the ceramic Kermit, so to say. I got this one because I got a really good deal on it, and I don't wear this one as much as I like to wear the Hulk. But this is a slightly slimmer profile than the Hulk. Obviously, that was when they changed the case and expanded to like 41 millimeter. But I really like the symmetry of this one, and I thought in my Submariner collection I need to have another green, and eventually if I find a really good Kermit, I will get that one too, so I have the full trio. I have a lot of friends that always ask me for a Submariner, so I always keep a Submariner around. Right now I have a no date in my collection. It's the 124060. It's a really cool watch. If you really want something easygoing, something that entry-level Rolex Submariner, this is a fantastic watch. It's a timeless classic. I have a fascination with two-tone watches. So this is the Bluesy. I think this is probably one of the most recognizable Rolexes out there. I think one of the coolest looking one as well. So this one has been in the collection for some time as well. And then last, this ain't no Rolex, but this is a watch that I got into my personal collection last year. So this is a watch company called Atelier Holgur. They made their first watch, which was a dive watch. And I really like the design of this. I mean, if you look at it from on the front, you would say, well, what's so unique with it? For me, it's when you turn this bad boy around and you see the movement with the micro rotor. You don't really see divers with clear case back and this level of finishing on the movement and the micro rotor and everything just exposed to you and decorated this beautifully. And this one cost less than a no-date Submariner. These are around like 10,000 US dollars. So it's an amazing watch for the money. All right, so my favorite one out of all of these, I would say, it's a hard call, but probably Panda Daytona. I'm obsessed over that watch for so long. But if it's a non-Daytona, I'd probably go with the Pepsi. I think the Pepsis just have that color combination that is undeniable. It's just sick color combination. Obviously, I recently purchased the AP Royal Oak chronograph as well with the blue dial. That has quickly became my favorite. It's not here with us today. But also, part of the reason why I want to do this video as well is because I would like to keep track of my evolving collection, because every year I like to swap it up a little bit. And I have a couple of really interesting pieces. I feel like, I don't know if it's because I turned 33 or something, but my taste changed dramatically over the last year. I remember pieces that I used to look at and be like, nah, that's not for me. Now I'm like, I wonder. So yeah, I want to get into some more interesting and cool pieces, and I think over time this will be really cool for me personally to go back to and check like what kind of watches did I had when I was 33. So thank you so much all for being part of this. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time around. You know, when you open it up like this and take a quick glance, it looks like you're at some great dealer.